My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the Holy Word of God of 29th September 2021. The focus of our reflection: our God is a caring God, and in His benevolent and attentive reign, He enters and intervenes in our lives and comes to our aid. 29th September, we celebrate the feast of the three archangels, namely Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. In our simple modern terminology, each of them heads a particular department or an area of responsibility. Michael is the army chief and so takes care of the fight against evil. Gabriel is the communication chief and so takes care of the information and annunciations wing. And Raphael is medical chief and so takes care of the health and healing. But all these are not independent and isolated ministries. The overall owner and the director is God Himself, under whose wise and efficient rule all the three work. They are not competitors with God, but collaborators. They are not substitutes, but agents and instruments of God's work. In this way, these three symbolize three essential components of God's own functioning. God battles against evil, He communicates with us, and He heals us. These three also show us the nature of God's functioning. Our God is not a monopolizer. He involves others, and here in this case, His angels to carry out His own will and reign. The three archangels also indicate to us the sole purpose of God's working. It is a benevolent mission oriented toward the whole humanity. God works relentlessly for our good. He knows our human struggle against the evil as fragile beings. So, He assists and sustains us through Michael. He knows our confusion, unclarity, and incomprehension with regard to God's will and ways. So, He communicates, clarifying and enlightening through Gabriel. He knows our sicknesses, our insanities. So, He extends His healing touch through Raphael. The feast of the three archangels must deepen in us an active sense of gratitude and appreciation toward God's marvelous care for us. Further, it must make us committed collaborators in the plan of God's salvation. In the light of today's feast, it would imply that we must constantly combat the evil, be receptive to the communication of God, and be docile to the healing touch of God. And now, the direction and the directive for our life, the expression in the gospel that angels of God are ascending and descending upon the Son of Man can mean that the angels are constantly on the work of God, mediating between heaven and earth. This can be a firm assurance of God's deep concern for us.